oftentimes Excel will do the work for us, and a great example of this is pattern recognition with AutoFill. So let's explore this feature with a starter workbook that's got some data that we can use in this lesson. So why don't we head over to our Excel starter files at bit.ly/excel-starter-files, and you should find the workbook named Fill Handle Fun. Then download this, open up the file, and we'll start with the data in the Handle Fun tab. Now what we're going to notice is that the fill handle can copy data in the direction we drag it, but we can also use this to fill in a series that's created with Excel's best guess for incrementing the value selected. So let's try this out. Now remember, you're positioned over the fill handle. That's the little square in the lower right-hand corner of the cell if your cursor turns into the black plus sign. And once we have the black plus sign cursor, we'll click and hold down the mouse and we'll drag the fill handle through row 19. And we see that a 1 is repeated. It's copied down. That's cool, but we already knew that we could do this. But here's the good stuff. Now, while we still got that series highlighted, just in the lower right-hand corner of the selection you made when you drag down, you can see a small icon. And if you hover over this icon, the cursor gives you a tooltip that says AutoFill Options. So if we click this, Excel shows us some AutoFill options. Now, there's some useful options in here if you ever want to fill in with or without formatting. You can try these out later on, but the option we're most interested in right now is Fill Series. So select that, and whoa! Our numbers change from a number 1 copied all the way down to an incremented series that counts up by ones. Very cool! Now let's undo and see what happens when we click and drag from A5 through M5 and then click on the fill handle at the end of this highlighted selection and drag down through row 19. And wow, that's some serious series action. Now, some of these values aren't incremented as a series, so that we see lowercase a and lowercase I aren't recognized, so they're just copied down. But take a look at January. It increments to the next month, and when we reach December, it restarts as January. In the next column, we see that Excel seems to recognize the abbreviation for months as well. JAN is incremented to FEB, and it continues on down with the 3-character month abbreviations. Days of the week are also copied down as a series. They restart after hitting the weekend. 3-letter weekday abbreviations are also recognized. Excel also seems to recognize ordinal numbers, so first increments to second, third, etc. Now in the next column, we see that if you put a label in front of a number, Excel will keep the label constant, but it'll increment the number. So when we start with student 1, the next one is student 2, student 3, etc. And in the next column, we see that we can put zeros in as padding in front of the number. So product 001 increments to product 002, etc. But when we hit the 10th value in this series, I get product 010. Very smart, Excel. And now this next column here shows the US date abbreviation format is also incremented properly. Notice that Excel recognizes when we're at the end of the month and it restarts at the next month. Now Excel also recognizes quarter abbreviations, very common business abbreviation to indicate 3-month periods in a year as quarters. And Excel will increment from Q1 through Q4, then it will restart with Q1 and continue. Now also note that Excel can combine quarters and years. So if you enter them like I did here, Q1 and then the year, the quarter will be incremented through Q4, and then Excel will restart at Q1, but it will also increment the year by 1. Very nice. Now in this last column, Excel doesn't recognize the format Q1 and then the year. But here's the trick. Sometimes you can give Excel some more information and it'll know enough to be able to create a series. So let's try this out. I'm first going to increment the quarter in N6, and then I'm going to highlight these first 2 cells and drag them down. And that doesn't work. Excel didn't have enough information. But what if I add the first 4 quarters with the year, highlight these 4 cells, and then drag down, and aha! That's enough information for Excel to see a pattern. All 4 quarters are incremented, then when we get to the next Q1, the year is incremented as well. Now you might also wonder, hey, can I drag in the other direction? Let's try this out. So if we click and drag from A5 through N5, grab the fill handle again, but this time we drag up, sure enough we see the patterns are recognized. Dates go backward in time, ordinal values go from first to 0th, but they don't go negative. The student product numbers also don't go negative, but we otherwise see things work exactly as we'd hoped. Except for this last column here. So when we dragged up, Excel didn't seem to recognize the pattern that we'd wanted, but if we go back here and we highlight 4 elements in the row and then we drag upwards instead of downward, we see that we can recreate the pattern, this time heading back in time. Very nice. Now let's see if the fill handle works when dragging to the right. We can click in A22 and drag the fill handle to the right and we get the expected pattern. Now let's head in the other direction. Let's click on 12 p.m. over here in M23, drag to the left, and we go back in time 1 hour at a time. Very nice. Fill handles are indeed quite awesome and very, very helpful. So spreadsheet student, this was a quick video, but we learned quite a bit about creating patterns in Excel. We learned how to create patterns using autofill. We worked with the AutoFill Options icon. We created patterns with numbers, months, dates, weekdays, abbreviations, product numbers, quarters, quarter and year combinations, and we learned how to create a pattern that Excel can recognize. I hope you've gotten your fill of the fill handle. Keep at it, Your Excellency, and be excellent to each other.